Emily, what'd your group talk about?
We talked about if Amira goes around tagging everybody, then I will tag them on the leg. I'm the taggiest.
Okay.
I was the one tagging, and if anybody needed help, I'll come.
So you designated, so you did what's called playing roles. You designated yourself as a saver. Your job was, I'm gonna just look for people to help. So in teams, sometimes we have specific roles that we use to keep people on their feet, or in this case, to finish a task. The academic standard we were working on this week was how to participate positively in a cooperative group environment in a variety of physical activities. Okay, so in taking that standard and applying it to SEL, all of the activities that we did in class this week had to do with how to be a contributing member of a group.
So there were a few PE standards that I focused on this week. The overarching ones were Standard 3, where they get their moderate to vigorous physical activity, Standard 5, where they're working within a group and taking responsibility for themselves, learning to accept no. I was able to incorporate regulating emotions. That was the big SEL concept that I wanted to focus on. So we talked about how to be patient. We talked about accepting when you lose.
Our curriculum is designed so that our warm-up activity focuses on a social skill component. We take most of our tag games and apply things like taking turns, helping others, asking for permission. A lot of those games in those warm-up activities are really designed around skills that they could use explicitly in the game and then also in their everyday life on campus or at home, and done in a fun way, which allows them automatically to want to buy into wanting to do it.
So from the very beginning of class, I had them read the whiteboard. They do that every time, and I had them read the do now question. And it changes from week to week. Sometimes it's skill focused. Today I had them talk about how they were feeling and why. So it was very important for me to have them check in with themselves. Sometimes we come to school with a little bit of underlying issues. Maybe you had a bad day at home, you didn't have a great breakfast, maybe you didn't sleep well that night. So it's really important to check in with how you're feeling so that you can make improvements and changes for the rest of the class. Yeah.
And then we have to sleep downstairs.
Uh-huh.
There's like, you know those couches that opens the bed?
Yes.
When me and Nathan do that,
Uh-huh.
we play around a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
So you were playing around instead of getting ready for bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we woke up, we were super tired after that.
I completely understand that. And then I was just kind of walking around and listening to how kids are feeling. If I noticed that one kid wasn't opening up enough, I would ask, or maybe they didn't have a partner, I would ask them to share with me, just to make sure that everyone was seen and heard and they got to check in with somebody. All right, we're going to jog now. Please do not stop. Go.
And in our focus activity, it was all about teamwork. Try to solve task cards with regard to building hula hoop towers and how to work together to solve challenges like carrying it, rolling a ball back and forth through it. Could we build it without talking? Could we build it with one hand? And there was even a challenge for, could we build it if we were blindfolded and only had one person who could direct traffic and make us work together to complete it? It still looks like it's standing to me if you guys go slow enough.
So in the last activity, Bridges, it was a team activity once again. So we had to work on cooperating with each other. And the balancing portion is a third grade standard that we focus on. And they had to balance on 1 foot, 2 feet, maybe use a hand or, ask a partner for help. But the big SEL strategy was, how are you going to respond when things don't go your way? How are we going to react to a partner if they make a mistake? Or what do you do if you make a mistake and you have to take responsibility for it? Just like I told the students, things don't always go well. Let's plan for them. Let's think about it ahead of time. So when they don't go well, how are we going to react? All right, so what did we decide, team?
So if one of us falls on the ground, we're gonna say pizza.
Pizza, and that's kind of like your code word to shake it off and get back to it. I like it. Pizza makes me happy, so.
And when when one of us gets to the cone, we're gonna say tear it down.
Nice.
I think because the things that they can take away from PE can be applied to other areas of the school, their life at home, we find ways to integrate some of their interest level and pull away from that and say, how can we take some of the things that we've done in a game sense and apply them to your everyday life? Working as a good teammate is just as important skill as learning how to throw, how to catch, how to kick.
I think that every adult has an opportunity to teach kids how to treat others and how to regulate their own emotions. And I think each of us has that wonderful opportunity. And in PE and sport, I think it's even more so because these are challenges that come up during games. In life, things don't go our way. How can we respond to it like we do in a game? How we do?
Oh, green team's actually pizza.
Oh.
Oh, we're so close.
Pizza, Mark, pizza.